At Power Balance Pavilion, my name is Danny Page, and yes, this is CIF Championship Game Day. Mission accomplished for the school from Mission Hills, Alemany. They are the state champions at the Division III level, and we bring in
Mike Ross watched from the stands as stars like Reggie Bush and Darnell Bing won Heismans and made NFL millions. You're a Southern guy. You belong in the SEC, don't you? Why are you here at USC?
Well, we just had so much success here at USC.
This is what we're playing for tonight, the Division II Championship Trophy. It's been a remarkable road here.
But if you believe what you read in the newspaper, you nearly left this offseason to return to your alma mater, Crespi. Why'd you stay at Servite? Quite the quarterfinal ahead between two private school powerhouses, a chance to see one of SoCal's top players in action. The aforementioned Big Z leading Harvard-Westlake against the top-seeded Sarah Cavaliers.
the 4x4 just about to get underway behind me, but this time there's 10 teams in the relay. Long Beach Poly was disqualified yesterday for interfering with the Edison team. Now Edison, because of that interference, did not finish in the top 9. But after an appeal, they are allowed to race, which means that Edison will actually run in lane 1 with another team. There's Roberts. Nice little overhead kick to Howell. Howell over the top, and it falls for the freshman. She slides it past the goalkeeper and in. The comeback complete for now. 3-2. Lauren Miller, her 6th of the season. And Elise O'Neill has done it again. We have reached the finale, the final game of the 2011-2012 high school basketball season here in the state of California, and it'll unfold right in front of us as the modern-day Monarchs take on the Sheldon Huskies. We can certainly hear the Huskies. They are in the building. The school, of course, but 20 miles away. An awesome atmosphere ahead of us. But first, CIF Championship Game Day. My name is Danny Page, here courtside with Robert Bronstein.
How are you, Danny?
I'm doing well. It's been quite an experience over these last couple days.
It's just a big win for Servite as they continue to establish themselves, beating a team that's been in the playoffs for 28 years. That's a big deal. We'll continue to keep an eye on them. That game ended in regulation, Eric, but we were talking earlier before the show about this incredible playoff game in the San Diego section.
He was great last night, though. You should have seen that ankle injury. I was right there, and the fact that he pushed on, he was, really emblematic of the spirit of this team, and that it's not just Aaron Gordon for Archbishop Mitty. 4 boys champions, though, have been crowned over these past, 30 hours. Let's take a look back at the Village Christian game this morning against St. Joseph's Notre Dame, looking for that back-to-back championship game. The energy was high, smiles from ear to ear for these kids, but it was Village Christian in the end, their first championship.
Welcome back to Varsity Roundup. By this time next week, the playoff brackets will be in front of us. But until then, the best indicator of the top teams in the region is the LA Times Top 20. Let's have a look at the top 20 rankings. Etiwanda in at number 3, the Kings of the IE at the moment.
And they had to deal with that late push from North too, Randy. I mean, we were sitting here all prepared to talk about a Mitty win, but North with that late rally, they cut it down to 3, and then that clutch free throw to close things out.
Signing day has all but come to a close across the country, with the top players signing with their respective schools. Guys, it has been an interesting day, but really the last year, the commitment process over the last year has been lacking some commitment.
I was the courtside reporter for that late game, and I was underneath the basket on the Mitty end when Gordon had some of those miraculous dunks. It felt like he was dunking on me, you know?
Well, that wouldn't be difficult, but for Aaron
That's
Gordon,
too easy.
I really love USC. It's by far the best university I've been around, the best fans, best players. We're really fortunate to be at USC, and we love being there.
Turn and go, turn and go. Quick, quick, quick. That's it, that's it.
Defensive coordinator Ed Orgeron can say that with certainty. This is his second stint at USC, spending the last 5 years in the SEC and the NFL.
I mean, you're a Southern guy. You belong in the SEC, don't you? Why are you here at USC?
I just feel that they let me be who I am, and they love who I am here. You have the opportunity to coach the best players in the country. It's a great school. I just love it here.
Orgeron left USC after spending 7 years working under Pete Carroll and Paul Hackett to take the head coaching job at Mississippi.
As a coach, as you grow, you always want to become a head coach, right? And you got that opportunity. You went to Mississippi Talk about that experience in the SEC. Talk about being the head coach, the leading man.
I thought it was a great experience. You know, we recruited our team. When we got there, we had a very depleted roster. We filled up the roster. We competed hard against LSU, Alabama at overtime, and we didn't have the type of players that we thought we could to beat those guys, but we played at a high level. And, you know, we just didn't get a chance to finish the job.
I couldn't agree more. Was it difficult for you watching that Cotton Bowl the next year when your players that you had recruited went in and beat that one-loss Texas Tech team?
You know, I can just say this. The day I left Mississippi behind. And then I moved on forward with my career. And I'm very happy to be back at USC. It's really a blessing. And so I'm happier now than I've been in the last 5 years coaching.
And that's good news for the Trojans. On top of being one of the premier recruiters in the nation, Orgeron is one of the best motivators around.
Set, hut. I like it, George, down. Hut.
It has to be difficult to motivate players that can't reach the postseason. You know, what do you say to these guys now? How do you keep them on their game all 13 days? They can't win a championship. They're not ranked in one of the polls. How do you deal with that?
You have some very competitive coaches, some very competitive young men. They're still here to play football. Number one, to get a great education. Number two, to win every game. We still can win every game. And number three, go to the NFL.
Orgeron is also a seasoned defensive line coach, teaching the most skilled unit on this year's USC team.
What do you do specifically as a coach to build a great defensive lineman? Let's go beyond the recruiting.
Yeah.
Technically,
train them.
How do you work with the players?
We train them.
Technique. Quick. Ice pick. That's it. Now accelerate.
We're demanding. We train them. This is how we're going to do it. This is the way to get it done. They buy into the system. They play hard.
Work your feet and hands. Reduce the pad. Let's go.
They dominate.
All out effort on the back. Effort, Juicy. Effort. Quick. Finish. Atta baby.
They have great technique. They're in great shape. We don't have any fat defensive linemen.
Quick, get vertical with your feet. Get vertical with your feet, Kevin.
There seems to be no question when talking to Coach O, the Trojans will win games, and his players will move on to the next level.
You got some great coaches on the staff, guys that are highly motivated, players that are highly motivated to get to the NFL, and they're going to get their dream here to get to the NFL and graduate from University of Southern California.
Coming up on Trojans 360, we conclude our interview with Ed Orgeron. Find out his secret to becoming one of the best recruiters in America.
We're going to work. Let's go, baby.
And his moment of fame. Coach O takes his game to Hollywood. It's all here on Trojans 360 with Ed Orgeron.
Liso Niguel trying to hold it in. Clearance goes past Roberts, all the way to Tegan Kramer. And this could leave plenty of room for a counterattack. Here's Sydney Johnson. Cleaned up well by Smolinski. Onumonu dispossessed. She gets it back. A player to her left. Plays it through. It could be 3-0 Los Osos. And there's Prudhomme with the save. And she pounces on it as well. Aubrielle Camacho was clear, but we see why Prudhomme is the Division I Player of the Year, a save to save the game.
That was a point-blank save there, Danny. Onumonu, she picked up that ball. She's picking up those bounces right off those defenders every time.
Great instincts.
Yes, and a great pass.
Striding down the left side. Miranda Mills, she's been one of the more influential substitutes. And that will be a goal kick. And Randy Dodge is just incensed again. Here it is. Beautiful pass. And really a well-taken strike, too.
It was.
But it's just a great save.
It was. Great play all the way around from both teams.
And on the far side, Randy Dodge has just been booked, actually. The head coach getting a yellow card. It's not something you see every day. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Randy's probably getting tired of all the fouls that have been called.
Yeah, and he certainly felt that that should have been a corner kick and not a goal kick. Tori Bolden's back in. Bolden with the first touch upon her return. Here's Sarah Roberts, as you said, trying to will her team. Miranda Mills and Alexa Watkins, the substitutes, working that left side. Mills cross, can center it back. Watkins deflected, a chance for a goal, pulled one back, and they're only down one. Aliso Niguel gets the goal they need to get back in this game, and it's Lindsay Doyle, the junior forward. We said earlier she scores big goals in big places, and while this might not be her typical game winner, they pull one back. Doyle doing oh so well to just poke that past the goalie. Game on, boys and girls.
And they're the comeback kids, just like Dodge said. Did you notice, too, Doyle, as soon as she scored that goal, she ran in the back of the net, grabbed it, and ran up to the top of the circle with her team, letting us all know that we're not done playing yet.
Well, well, well. Moments after nearly falling behind 3-0, their coach is yellow carded. Lindsay Doyle pulls one back. That's her 6th goal on the season. Of her previous 5, I was told that almost all were game winners. Well, if they do come back and win, Kim, we'll probably have to call this one a game winner too.